the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Make sure that you punch that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know that we are live tonight for Monday Night Football, Baltimore Ravens versus the Detroit Lions. But it is also Therapy Monday for Dolphin fans that want to come in and get something off of your chest. You'll be given that opportunity throughout the game. I will be dropping the link in the comment section. Come one, come all. Patreon, shout out to the Patreon members. They're the ones that make this possible. They sacrifice the Therapy and Victory Mondays to let everybody come in because usually only Patreon members are allowed in. So without further ado, I'm going to drop the links. And if you want to come in and chat it up, come chat it up. I'm going to be calling the game as well. So let's come hang out. Let's have some fun. All right. The Lions already going downfield, by the way, in the red zone, just FYI. Okay. All right. Now, before we even dive into the game or, people coming in, I just want to say a few things first and foremost. I know it's tiresome, ladies and gentlemen. I know Miami Dolphins are disappointing, but believe it or not, we're actually going to get better as a team as the season goes on. the problem is this team isn't going to amount to anything. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to win a Super Bowl. It's like, to what end? But better days are ahead. I think that's the important thing that people need to take away from what's going on, is that better days are ahead. The quicker you get past this current situation, the quicker you can get to better days. So yeah, we're down. The last 6 years have failed, but better days are ahead. And I want y'all to remember that at the end of the day. Just remember that, okay? Yeah. Shout out to Devin Sanchez, already in the building. Talk to me. What's up, Devin?
What's up? Nothing much. I just saw the game last week and it was horrible.
Yeah. Definitely was horrible, man. What do you think moving forward?
We need to do better, and they need to win next Monday night. I'm going to a game next Monday night, so they should win that one against the Jets. Easy win.
Yeah, I have family members that's going to be at that game on Monday night. I hope they're able to go enjoy a victory. I'm not sure. I can't guarantee, but I really do hope that they can enjoy a victory.
Yeah.
So, what do you think we should do moving on from here, though? You think we go after the playoffs, or should we be focused on the future?
Focus on the future, because I'm not sure about the playoffs yet. So I will find out as I get closer.
Wow. Any questions you have for me, or any additional comments?
Did you see a game on Saturday?
What happened?
The Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah. What? Don't they play Florida State next week?
Yeah.
Well, in 2 weeks, right? In 2 weeks, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I can't wait for that, because that's going to be our answer of whether we're back or not.
Yeah, we're number 2 seed. Yeah, we're huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, that'll be the answer of whether or not we're back. I might even stream that game, matter of fact.
Yeah, I've been watching it. I've been watching your stream sometimes. Sometimes I'm out, sometimes I'm in. It depends.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming through, all right?
All right. Later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's what's up, man. I keep asking people, which path should we take? Should we, go try to keep pursuing the playoffs, or do we kind of like, hey, call it a wrap and say, hey, man, let's go for the future. Let's focus on the future. Andrew, talk to me, man.
Hey, what's up, TD? Been watching you for a long time, my man.
What's up, man? I'm good, man. What's going on?
Hey, we talk about how Tua's deficiencies get, they were hidden by Tyreek and Waddle and everything they put around them. But the same thing could be said about Mike McDaniel. I mean, Chris Greer, his first year, put all these players around him, stacked them up, and made them, hide some of those coaching deficiencies. I think.
I don't know about that, because here's how you got to look at it. We don't know if McDaniel has coaching deficiencies. At least there's still a mystery there of wanting to find out. Tua, we know for a fact. Because McDaniel could very well be just protecting Tua, making sure that we don't put him in harm's way.
I've just seen no evidence of McDaniel able to develop any players. And that tells me that – what's up?
Yeah, I get that, not being able to develop players. But let me ask you a question. Is it the head coach's job to develop players, or positional coaches?
But who's hiring the positional coaches?
Hey, you got a point there. I'm just saying in general, from McDaniel's ability as a coach, I'm not going to go that far and say that he has the gap. I think he's just trying to protect Tua and put him in a situation to succeed, and now it's catching up to him.
I just think year one they gave a brand new coach a Ferrari to drive that didn't know how to drive it. That's just what it looks like to me.
No, it's like having okay, you gave Mike McDaniel a Ferrari to drive with the V4 engine. That's how that sounds. Tua's the V4 engine in a Ferrari. So what expectations you got for the coach? He can only whip the corners and whip the whip, whatever that V4 gonna let him do.
Yeah.
So no, man, they gave him a bootleg Ferrari.
I look at what they gave Flo. They literally handicapped this man's offense. The front office did, and then the first year McDaniel comes in, they give him a tackle, they give him running backs, they give him receivers.
That was all about Tua. That was all about making things around Tua look better to make him look better.
That's fair. Fair enough.
That's all that was about.
All right, TD. Hey, thanks for all your content, brother.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you later, man. TD, the Vikings coach won 14 games with Sam Darnold. In one of the top defenses in the NFL, too. Context. D-Dub in the building. What's up, man? Been a minute.
What up, TD? What up, man? I'm sorry. It's my fault, first of all. I've been busy, work, moving, grooving. So, but doesn't mean I haven't been listening. I have been listening. I've heard the cries of us Dolphin fans, and unfortunately, all three of them gotta go. It's just a matter of when is the right time, because all three, Greer, Tua, McDaniel, all have to go. McDaniel has improved his upon his first iteration. Tua has regressed, and Greer has failed miserably with this roster.
D-Dub, me and you go way back.
Yes.
We go way back on this channel.
Before Tua got here, when we were discussing whether or not to pick Herbert, Burrow, Love,
D-Dub is a day one. What was I telling them way back then, D-Dub?
Yo, we should have drafted doggone either Herbert or Burrow, or got Dawn Hurts, or even Love, and waited to the second round. We could have got Hurts. I watch all these players that's in the league right now, and we had 3 draft picks, and 2 of them are busts, but we signed them, extended them. The third one's not even probably in the league anymore. And I watch Jonathan Taylor, yes. Is he still in the league? Noah Igbenogany? Is he still in the league? I know last time I saw him, I know he's with the Cowboys for a hot second. Then he traveled to someplace else. But, man, Greer messed that whole opportunity up big time. Big time. And then signing Jackson to an extension, Eichenberg, all these players that were picked and didn't. And you watch Wirtz, you watch Simpson, you watch Penny Sewell, you watch all these offensive linemen, and he has failed miserably. And then we got a quarterback who doesn't move, been injury prone. And I watch Caleb Williams, I watch Baker Mayfield this Sunday, doing work with their feet, making plays. When the offensive line failed, making plays out of nothing. But we got somebody who can't do it, won't do it, not trusted to do it. And then we got concepts that the league is caught up on, and he hasn't improved upon it. All 3 of them got to go. It's just a matter of when. I know the contract situation, so we can't just cut him right now or get rid of him. And nobody's going to trade for him until he shows something, but he ain't going to show anything. So we got to endure this, not just this year, another year as well.
Maybe I'm hoping that they cut ties sooner than that, but you're right, man. This is what we're talking about right here. Gosh, Lamar Jackson. See, you just watch this.
Oh stuff. Man, look, man, don't even get me started with that, because we should have
we
the
could have had
second time.
Lamar.
The second time we could have had him not once but twice. Twice we could have had him. We could have drafted him, and we could have got him as a trade.
Two picks. The
Yep.
2 first-round picks for the transition tag.
Yep. Could have got him. You know, I'm tired. I'm so tired of
Him a
looking through the
fully
league.
guaranteed contract with the 2 first-round picks, gave them big money and made Baltimore match it, and they didn't know if they were willing to. And then we found out the league was colluding to not give him a fully guaranteed contract. Ross should have stepped out from his counterparts right there and did it, and didn't do it.
Scared money can't win. Scared money can't win. Bad planning and bad talent evaluation can't win. And that's what we have in Miami right now. I'm watching these teams, and I'm like, man.
And look,
the offensive line is not. Oh man, please. I know he lost. He got hurt one time, but the kid is. He's more healthy than Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, come to find out that Hurts has been the one who's been able to stay on the field the most out of all of them.
Yeah.
We don't, because Love got injured. He lost about 6-7 games. You know, so we could have had Hurts in the second round of that draft. Got our offensive line straight in the first round by drafting Tristan Wirfs. Man, wouldn't have to spend money on running backs.
He gone
touchdown. Man, it's just crazy, man, crazy. I look at the league, I look at that draft, and I'm like, man, the Dolphins could have had Jonathan Taylor. And then you look at what they did since then. Are we ready to call maybe start thinking about bust for Jalen Phillips? I know he's been hurt. But he's been hurt more than he played, man.
But think about it. I was having this conversation with somebody earlier today. Define bust. Bust is, what were your expectations at your level of being drafted?
Okay. I'll tell you what my expectations were for him. Because he was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to chase down and corral Josh Allen in critical games, in critical situations. That was supposed to be his role. And he has failed.
Hey, Tua bust too.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that.
What did you expect from a number 5 overall pick to become the franchise quarterback?
To elevate others around him and make up for shortages in the offensive line.
But they say he went to 2 Pro Bowls.
Man, please. You know how many quarterbacks, how many times people get bumped, people decide not to go to the Pro Bowl and be like, oh, well, I don't want to go. He go. I don't want to play flag football. He can go. Man, forget that. That ain't you want to impress me, all pro. I don't care about Pro Bowls.
Absolutely. All pro. That's what matters. Versus your peers, where do you stand? That's what matters.
Man, I've been bubbling over for months about this situation. Ever since they doggone signed to her, I was like, it's a mistake. It's a mistake.
Where do we go from here, man? What do we do?
Well, to be honest with you, I think that because by the time week 12 come along, and I'm giving him time, by the time week 12 come along, you'll probably have Greer gone, or should have Greer gone, so that way anybody who can come in and evaluate this team can look at it and see the last 4 or 5 games, evaluate the coach, evaluate the quarterback as far as what his value could be, as far as whether or not to trade him or cut him. But we should not go into 2026 with him, but we're going to have to, because of the contract, if they can't find somebody to trade for him.
Or just eat it like Russell Wilson in Denver.
Well, you can eat it, and you know what? I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
The only thing that would help the situation if they was to say this. Let's save face. Let's swallow our pride. Bring back Flores and or somebody like Flores. Because again, I look at the league, man. Todd Bowles, 3 years in a row now. He don't win a division. He was a coach at the Dolphins. What's the guy? Campbell up in Detroit. He bought.
Yeah.
Oh man, come on. We got ex-coaches and ex-players doing things, and they were in Miami, and the organization let them go. I don't know who is making decisions as far as the talent and the management, but they need to really take a step back and look at the league and say, look, we got all these people that were here in the house, and we let them go. We let them go. Or we didn't pick this player.
Already had him, bro.
Already had him. Could you imagine Todd Bowles doing this thing here in Miami rather than up the coast, up the West Coast in Tampa?
Who's next? Who do we get next?
As far as a coach, I don't want somebody. I haven't looked at it. I'll be honest. I haven't looked at it. I know this. It need to be somebody who has a plan of how to build an offensive line and a defensive line. Okay. I know we text offline. I sent you some things, and I'm like, look, whoever the coach is going to be, you need to have, he needs to be, he or I don't want to say just he or she, possibility, but he needs to be looked at and asked questions as to what does he see on this current roster that can be reutilized? What does he see as an example of the type of players he wants that's out there? Because if you can't get them, at least pick the players that he thinks is going to be beneficial to his staff.
You know what I kind of want at this point? I want him to clean the whole thing out.
Yeah, I want the whole thing.
You gotta keep like the Kenneth Grants of the world. You gotta keep all the people you drafted in the last 3 years. But I'm even willing to, at this point, I don't mind trading Waddle and A-Chain.
Look, we need picks. We need picks.
The whole new identity of a team.
You know, everybody wants the gadgets and speed, right? In Miami. But I remember somebody telling me, I don't know where I heard it. I can't remember who said it, but Miami is like a speedboat. You can have the speedboat in the summertime, but in the wintertime, you can't operate that speedboat. Mm-hmm. Hey, you need players that can play tough. I don't know what it is. The last 10 years, they don't want to run the ball, even though the best part of the offensive line is the ability to run block, but they don't want to. The coach don't want to feed the running backs. You got to have a mentality. You got to run these teams down in the fourth quarter with that running game. Never mind throwing these little dinks and behind the line of scrimmage stuff. Run the doggone ball. I was getting ready to say something else, but I gotta be nice. Run the ball, man. Run the ball. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. And the fact that McDaniel is supposed to be a run guru, and he fails so many times to run the ball in situations that call for it. It's confounding. I'll say it that way. It's confounding, depressing. Whatever negative adjective you want to put on it, it is that. And as far as that coach is concerned, candidate, ask him who the offensive coordinator should be, who his defensive coordinator, and why. What type of system does he want to run? Is it conducive to the current talent? Do we have to overhaul the whole roster or just segments of it? He needs to have a plan so that way the GM can give him the right players to do it. I'm sick and tired of going out here and players using Miami as their golden parachute, from Ndamukong Suh to Junior Seau. God bless him. I know he's in another place. But all these players come here to get that golden parachute. Stop.
Get paid.
Get paid, and then they get, man, come on.
Amount to nothing.
Come on.
Gary, what you got on this?
Hey, TD, how you doing, my brother?
I'm good.
Man, when I think about the Miami Dolphins, man, you remember when the Washington Redskins had Daniel Snyder as an owner? Things didn't improve until they got a new owner. And I don't believe that the Dolphins are ever going to go anywhere until the owner goes. Like, okay, let's just say we cleared everything out and we got rid of the GM and the coach and everything like that. Would you trust our owner to replace those guys with anybody that's effective?
No, because he answers to the he's going off of what his advisors are telling him. See, he's trusting guys who have been failing, and that's the problem.
That's what I was saying. Excuse me, sir. That's what I was saying about whoever is advising Ross. They need to go. Some of that organization needs to go as well. But go ahead and continue, sir.
But what guys are you talking about? Who's advising them?
There are different roles in the organization that have been there that advise on management personnel positions. So
especially and you got to think about Dan Marino's role too.
Dan Marino, he's doing some advising as well.
He's doing some of everything. Him and all those higher ups in the front office.
That's what I'm talking about. Some of them need to go.
Yeah, because Ross isn't a football guy, so he's leaning on people, the professionals. But even they're wrong. That's why general managers get fired. Even they're wrong. Sometimes the problem with Miami is they did it as a collective. So if everybody says let's get this guy, and it's the wrong idea, there's no accountability.
So I'm gonna give
accountability.
I'm gonna give an example of that. What I read was that back when Tomlin was at Minnesota as an assistant coach, he came here to interview in Miami. Now, you can't tell me that he hasn't been successful, but somebody in the organization made a decision that he was too hip hop.
Oh, too ethnic.
Yes. Now, I'm not saying that's been the case the whole time, but if that's gonna be some of the basis of your decisions rather than what is football oriented, there needs to be changes.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. It definitely has to be changes, that's for sure. But Ross, it seems like he values relationships over winning.
Well, that's the problem. That's the big problem.
It's a business, man.
Yeah. I mean, Ross has built a new stadium, got all these things going on at the stadium. I don't live in Miami. I live in South Carolina now, but I was in Ohio when I first met up with TD. All the things that he's brought to the football operations side of the Miami Dolphins, you can't complain too much about. It's been successful and built a new stadium. Okay, but the football player personnel rise has been a massive failure. And that's where those who are involved on that side and in evaluating the coaching and the middle management, there needs to be some changes in those roles and or persons, because they're not doing a good job.
So let me ask you a question. Why do you think he's holding off on this? What do you think he's looking to see?
Well, I mean, you got $19 million invested in McDaniel. You got over the next 2 years, probably 50-some million dollars, TD.
70,
in
high
Tua.
70s.
Yes, yeah. So
Well, if you
that's
play
a
it
lot
out
of
over 80,
yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, I know he's close to a billionaire, but still, I mean, money is money. You don't want to just be paying people not to play and not to work for you. You know.
Understood. So he's not going to make changes unless the players quit on McDaniel.
You know, it would take something like that probably to occur where there was
we're hoping he'll make changes. We're hoping we're shocked and he does what's right finally.
Yeah.
So
but then,
is the Jets game going to get it done?
You know what? It would have to be something like it get blasted. But again, you got to think of it like this: Tua is still there, and what coach is going to come in, and then if they don't make a decision to trade him or cut him, then you got to have that new coach's success based on Tua. And how many coaches want to do that? And how many coaches want to come into a situation where the QB has fired not one but two coaches?
Wow.
Yeah. Nobody think of it that way. Flores got fired. Now McDaniel on the chopping block potentially. You know, the worst case scenario that nobody's talking about that's actually possible is what if Stephen Ross comes in after the end of the season and we were bad and says, all right, man, y'all get one more chance. You got like 3 years. Rebuild it again around Tua.
Well, you know what? If he did that, I'm sure the Colt people would be happy, but a lot of the fans would not be happy with that, especially if you say in 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, giving them an opportunity to build around them again. So you know that's going to take a little bit.
And then who's going to be doing, in the words of Bill Parcells, who's going to be doing the shopping and the cooking?
Exactly.
Okay, and who wants to cook? Who wants to cook at that restaurant when you got a potbelly stove rather than a brand new state of the art oven?
Yeah.
Mm. But how do you find yourself in a situation where you lack talent and you're in financial hell? Like how do those two things happen?
It happens when you get a quarterback who good enough not to be good enough, and you keep trying to hide it from people by loading up around them. And then whenever the whole team still ain't good enough, it's like, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Now the money's caught up. So you want to go get a big time O-line, they got to be all draft picks. You got to hope that they work out. You know, Patrick Paul looking solid, but outside of that, what do you have on the line that's long term?
And the thing is, and you know, you didn't have to put yourself in a situation.
Yep.
Tua wasn't up for signing. He wasn't up for his contract. Wasn't up this year. You could have played him one more year
and franchise tagged him if you wanted.
Yep.
To see more.
Yep. And now you stuck. And now you got a mediocre team with a high salary cap. Yeah. Which is where we were like 10 years ago.
Because usually the bad teams have plenty of money to spend, like the Patriots. Like every time I turn around, they got millions of dollars to spend. But we're bad and we're broke.
Yeah, but you know, these teams that got quarterbacks that's on a rookie deal is a major reason.
Understood.
So
understood.
I mean, if you sign a QB who's mediocre to a long-term contract, this is what happens. This is what happens.
Yep.
And I'm sorry. Let's be
honest. He's not even playing mediocre right now. He's actually playing below average.
You know, I mean, I heard something today on another broadcast where I was like, wow, I didn't even think about that. This last game with Buffalo was the first time in over 2 years that both Waddle and Hill scored a touchdown in the same game. That's
Wow.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You underutilizing Waddle like crazy.
Yep.
And
Wow.
but
And Tyreek.
didn't you just sign both of them to new contracts?
Mm-hmm.
So money's tied up there. Money is tied up in the offense like crazy. And everybody's complaining about the defense, but you know,
What
you
you
got you got an imbalanced team, and the same thing's going on with Cincinnati. You see what happened? They just lost their quarterback again for the next 3 months, and they just got blown out. You know, when you don't have the right person picking the players, and then you put a media, you sign the guy, you sign all these guys on one side of the football field, and don't try to balance it. You get stuff like this. Now we all crying about the defense when 3 years ago we had a good even. I mean, don't get me wrong. I realize what Weaver did last year. I can acknowledge that, but you didn't improve it. You took away from it, and then you got people on the team that are just disinterested on the defense because they just trying to get paid. They ain't trying to really. I mean, it's just bad. It's
But I
just
mean,
bad.
everybody thought that our front seven was going to carry the day. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
Wrong.
that's why I brought up Jalen Phillips. That's why I brought up Jalen Phillips. He's one of the reasons why things are not going the way they was projected to go, because he was picked. Look in that draft. He got drafted, and I could tell you, I had a little draft party with a couple of Dolphin fans the day that he was drafted. And I was like, why? Okay, you keep picking players that have been injured in college, and you expect them not to get injured in the pro.
every time,
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
man, you can't be a Miami Dolphin. You can't be a Miami Dolphin if you don't have a injury history. Like, that's the only way Chris Greer is going to sign you, is if you're coming off of a major injury.
Facts.
Because he's doggone picking out of the litter, out of the dumpster, out of the garbage, trying to make things work, because he spent so much extra money on the doggone offense that he doesn't know how to balance it off, and he's got to go. Instead of if you buy a good house with a good foundation and a good roof, you got balance. But if you buy a house and the roof leaks, and then you're wondering why the doggone water's getting in the house, and you don't do anything but patch, but put a doggone patch on things, it's gonna continue to leak in other spots, and that's what's going on. This got to be revamped. This got to be done over, and like I said, so many players that the Dolphins could have picked, and so many moves they made to get players that they didn't get, or that they got and failed, where they made moves to move up in the draft to get players. I mean, it doesn't make sense what they did.
Now they keep getting,
and for the quality that they got.
And now they keep getting Band-Aid players that are okay, but they're only temporary.
Like Waller.
Like your linebackers and all those guys, no. And those guys are not long term. They're just temporary little pieces, and we're bleeding out, and they keep replacing the umbrella. I mean, not the umbrella, the Band-Aid.
Like, what sense did it make to bring in Darren Waller? I mean, and at what point did the man get hurt if he wasn't practicing at all?
He was already hurt, man. They just ain't want to say nothing. And and they want him to fill the role Jonnu field last year, and they want to try to go back to what we were doing last year.
So you mean to tell me that they signed a hurt player? Like these players don't have to pass physicals before they sign a contract?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's something else you need to look at. If he was able to pass a physical, but this is the first time he's on the field. Oh, it hasn't even been on the field.
Signing them late in the year.
Somebody in the medical staff needs to feel the heat for that and get
because he got cleared by somebody.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody needs to take responsibility.
They probably overlooked it and used the thought process. Well, he's coming off of not being in the league. Sitting down. He needs to get football ready. That's what they probably did.
Accountability and responsibility is lax.
Like how many linemen did we sign and put right on IR? The guy that we signed from the Browns, I believe, the right tackle, I believe he went right on IR, and it might have been 2 or 3 linemen.
Now I wouldn't be surprised if sometimes they quote unquote burying players and putting them on IR. I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked that's what they do as well. But
seen it done before.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brad Ball said, I observed how certain members of the Dolphin community tried to tear you down. I saw how Armstead blocked you based on hearsay and how your business relationship with Omar almost didn't happen based on rumors. Glad to see you overcome the haters. You were right. Appreciate that, Brad. That means a lot, man. I have gone through a lot over the years. I've lost good friends, buddies that used to hang out with me and you, D-Dub, on these streams. I've lost them as friends over this stupid stuff. It's crazy work. Like, people, they took it too much to heart because I had a difference of opinion. Now we look up, it looked like my opinions were a little bit more factual than any of us knew.
Wait a minute, you beefing with Armstead?
No, I'm not beefing with him, but he's he was one of those individuals that blocked me or whatever.
Wow.
And I've never even interacted with him. So that tells you why, because other people and what they their recommendation of who I am. Omar was told the same thing until Omar got to meet me personally.
Yeah, I was happy to see the two of y'all on the stream with Doug. I was like, I know y'all had disagreements about Tua, and I know he was at one point in time he was a big Tua near,
and he was wrong.
But you know what? We all wanted him to be successful, even though we may not have wanted him, but we wanted him to be successful to prove us wrong, and he didn't. And he didn't. And he didn't. And the people who. Oh yes, go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. How do y'all think we're gonna win next week? Because I don't. Yeah. The Jets put up a good fight against the Buccaneers.
I still think we'll win.
Man.
But we don't know. We'll see.
Know. Taylor looked decent. He came out the pocket. Looked decent.
Yeah, but he threw that pick 6.
Yeah.
And he's limited. But I'm not gonna guarantee any victory for the Dolphins until they get it. Okay, I'm not. And even though the game is in Miami,
I just hate the Jets.
We all do.
Well, I'm originally from New York City, so imagine me as a Dolphin fan being in New York City. I had to hear a lot of guff sometimes when they lost the Bronx.
Okay.
And
I believe if they give Ollie Gordon 20 touches, we'll win the game.
They should give the ball the entire time to Ollie. The entire time.
I wouldn't even.
Their defense is acting up, so that's a good thing. Their defense is really bad right now.
Yeah.
It's just sad that the only thing that you can look forward to right now as maybe a guarantee is not even. You can't even look at Carolina as a guarantee now.
Not at all.
I'm in South Carolina. I don't even want to go to the game because I'm like, I'm not going up there to see a L.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even guaranteed that they're gonna beat New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Yeah.
don't say that.
I'm like,
Dog.
yeah. We just
Wow, we down
That's a
bad.
new
we down
down
bad.
bad.
Yo, I'm just
Yeah,
I'm
the
just
New Orleans
saying,
were
man.
decent.
I'm just saying. By that time, that's week 11
Yeah, week 11 with
when
12.
they play New Orleans.
In
They
New
lose in
Orleans.
New Orleans.
In New
Every
Orleans too.
every everybody got to go. Everybody going.
Man,
Everybody got to get off the ship.
you talking about the number one overall pick if we
And it's
lose to
supposed
New
to.
Right
Orleans.
I
now,
want the number one pick.
right now, the Dolphins are the number one in the number one slot because of points and whatnot. So, you know, and to be honest with you, if they get the number one pick,
You trade it.
trade it,
Trade it.
trade it, and get talent
Mm-hmm.
to build the offensive line. I can, and that way, then all the people who saying that it's the offensive line, if they get the first offensive guard or if it's
They
graded
always
up there to
blame
be
it on
that,
something.
they can
always blame it
get
on
the
something.
offensive line
Something's always
correct.
wrong with this team.
They can get the offensive line correct,
Damn.
and then see Tua, and then you can really put an evaluation on them and say, okay, well, even though we've now reinvested some more into the offensive line with a new GM, and he's still throwing pick sixes and throwing interceptions in key times in the game, then it's like, okay, we know we got to get a new
The
quarterback,
sucky part is
and then
we're
get a
stuck with
quarterback
for another
after
season.
you get the offensive line set up and the defensive line
No
set
matter
up.
what, we're stuck with it for another season. Contract wise, am I correct, TD, or am I wrong?
That's up to them. How bad do they want to get
Because
off?
I looked at the contract and said, yeah, we're stuck for another season. They're not gonna Russell Wilson this. They're not gonna eat the money. I don't think they'll eat the money.
But if we got a number like a top 3 pick, you gotta draft a quarterback.
The thing is, there's nobody really good in this draft. I don't think Archie's coming out this year. Archie might do 2 years in college.
Who said Archie's good?
Thank you. I was about to say that too. I was about to say that.
I'll take him over Tua.
Exactly.
Listen. I don't know who's out there right now. I mean Sellers, Mateer, Aguilar, but I know one thing. I got a quarterback in mind. I got a quarterback mode in my mind. I want somebody who can throw long, can move, and is about 6'3".
Sellers.
Okay. Okay. I want that. And I don't care. I don't care if he comes from. I don't care if he was he Sellers plays for the Gamecocks in South Carolina. I don't know if he's the answer. He's young. He's only played 1 year. You know, he may come out, but all I know is this: I want somebody who's mobile, got an arm, and is big enough to be able to take some hits.
So what makes you think our quarterback of the future not already on the roster?
I don't think so. I don't think
Zach Wilson is not. Zach Wilson is not the answer.
Oh no, I'm not talking about Zach.
He's talking about Quentin.
I know. I was going through the list. I don't know. And it would be nice to see it, to see him play. Yeah. But McDaniel is not going to play him right now because he's trying to win.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's trying to win.
Yeah.
He's trying to win. He's trying to win. He's trying to win. And if you're trying to win, you're not going to bench Tua.
Man, I'll put that young boy on the field, man, and see what he got, man.
It ain't happening. It's not happening.
Yeah. Now a new coach or a new GM may do that, but right now.
Let me ask you a question. When do you think Tyreek will be gone?
Next year, or trade deadline if it keeps getting bad.
Yeah, I have the same thing. Trade deadline.
I think before the trade deadline.
Yeah, if it keeps going like this, Tyreek gone. I honestly believe Tyreek told his agent, if we're downhill, get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Honestly, I
Because
would
the more
definitely
time
be
he's in,
thinking.
the more time
I
he's
would,
in Miami, it's ruining his legacy. It's ruining his legacy more and more.
Hey man,
it ruined.
I seen Carson Beck throwing some dots, boy. I
Yeah,
don't know about y'all, but
I don't know about
Cars.
Carson, but I look. I don't know. The
Do
thing
you want
is,
another pocket passer though? Like, do you
that's
want
the thing.
another
He's not a
pocket passer
pocket
with that
passer.
absolutely.
offensive
Look,
line? I don't know. I don't know.
Ooh.
Carson Beck's got
It,
he's got some legs. He's not like
I
Tua,
don't want a
but
Carson. I don't want a
Like, he's
pass
not
passer.
Tua, but he's still a pocket passer. He's not going. He's
Yeah.
not going to be like,
Pocket passers
doing.
always the way. Pocket
No, it's
passers is
not.
always the way.
Not in this time period. Not in this
Not
time
in
period,
this
bro.
time
Not in
period.
this, bro.
Okay,
Nah.
okay.
No.
Name, dude. The last what? Pat's a true pocket, bro. He's not really a Lamar. He's not really. He's able to move around the pocket, but he's not a
He
mobile
plays
quarterback.
back on football. He plays back on football. That's his specialty.
Off script. If
Off
you want to
script.
say, look, but
Yeah.
I think Carson Beck can go off script. I think he could.
I don't think so, bro.
mm,
I don't think. I
mm.
don't think.
It's like
I
it's tough to look at cause like
yeah.
it's like the same thing with that Penn State guy. It is the same thing with the Penn State guy.
The
Like,
thing is,
you look
Carson
at
Beck
him
has everything around him.
and he does it in college football, but you see how he runs. He's not that quick. When he gets into the NFL, he ain't gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, the thing is, Carson Beck
He
has
ain't going to
everything
be able
around him. He
to.
has good wide
So
receivers. He has a decent O line. He has a good defense. So like, you need a guy that doesn't have everything and see how he performs. You can't just go with a guy that has everything around him
yeah.
because
Bro, I don't
Yeah.
know about that, bro. I
choose
mean,
what you have in him.
bro, you can
Oh
say
my,
that about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had a great team. He's still a
yeah,
great
he had good
quarterback.
wide receivers, but Joe
Yeah,
Burrow,
bro, come on, man.
he had good
No,
wide
and I'm
receivers.
not taking that. It's just the fact that you're saying that he isn't a pocket like that pocket passer is still working. And the only one that
I
does it
never said
well
pocket
is
passes
Joe Burrow.
don't. I
Yeah,
never said
Like,
pocket.
only one.
but
Dude,
Joe Burrow can come out the pocket still. Can run for his
dude,
life.
Pat Mahomes he's a great passer, bro. He's not a real mobile quarterback. He's
TD,
just
who you got in this game?
Wait a
he's
minute,
just able to
he's
go off
leading this.
script and use his legs a little bit, but
Mm.
he's not Lamar, bro.
Yeah, Jared Goff is
Yeah,
playing really good.
he may not be Lamar Jackson, but he runs at the times that he needs to, and he makes first downs and he makes big
Man,
throws on the run. Did you see that
he
But
game?
should
And
have won that
I
Buffalo
hate
game.
Did you see
I
last
hate
night?
this
No,
He
notion. Hey, there's no quarterbacks in his draft class. Look, bro, you
no,
can
I'm
get
not gonna
lucky and
say
catch
that.
a
I
TD,
think
who do
there's
you
quarterback
want
in
quarterback
the
as
in
the
the
next
second,
draft
third.
class.
quarterback?
You can get lucky and catch a quarterback second, third, fourth round. I hate this notion there is no good quarterbacks in this draft class. You don't know that until you get these guys in the league and we put them through a ringer.
Yeah, no.
It's the
You got
truth.
yeah. That's the thing about about drafting. Drafting, like, you could pick someone in the first overall pick, and they could, like, look at Trevor
Oh,
Lawrence
quit.
and all these other quarterbacks that could draft the first round. I mean, first overall, and they didn't turn out good,
But
did they?
Carson Beck, I've
But
been
then you look
watching
at
the Canes play,
look at
bro,
Dak Prescott. You look
and
at Dak
like, dude,
Prescott,
I
and
like
then you
what this
look
guy
at,
does, bro.
but that's the thing about
This guy,
drafting. You like that. Oh, why did he get kicked out? Okay.
It's all about
They
situations that these
dropped.
Yeah,
players
yeah,
get picked one number overall. These quarterbacks, what the mindset is, the philosophy, and the situation, man. I mean,
yeah. It's all of mhm.
for every Derek Carr, there's a Troy Aikman. For
Yeah,
every every Dan Marino, there's a doggone somebody who was picked first, and Tony Eason, another
yeah,
example. For every Jim Kelly, there's a doggone, and I'm going back, I know, with Dan Marino and Jim Kelly. There are
yeah,
quarterbacks who were picked that in the first round and they didn't make it. It's a
Mhm.
matter of
yeah,
the situation and their willingness to accept coaching and the situations they put in and the
yeah,
organization. I
yeah. That's
mean,
the situation here. Situation
yeah,
here is like because the same thing with like all the rest of the teams in the league. It's all about the situation, and you just gotta hope that they could like could work on it, could work on things, and hopefully get better as time progresses. That's it. But if the situation is really bad, if the situation is really bad, it's gonna be hard for that young quarterback to like
Yeah.
excel. Like, but here's the thing I will say though, Tua had a pretty good situation in a sense when what you call it was around when your other coach was around, Brian Flores,
Mm-hmm.
when he had that defense and he had that like great offense, that good offensive scheme around him. But because this guy is talking shit
Who?
about you, Brian Flores, you don't
Oh,
like him.
Tua's
Like
soft, bro.
he talking privately to you, like you need to get better at these things, and he's like, no, like he's blocking him off, and then he gets fired. You're bringing a guy that is going to be like saying, oh, you're the greatest, you're the greatest, you're the greatest or whatever. You get into two playoff games, and then the
what?
next
He wasn't in
two
one of them.
years.
He wasn't in
Oh
one
no,
of
no,
them.
he
Remember,
wasn't even in one of them. He wasn't
he
even in
wasn't
one
in
of them.
one of
Yeah,
them. That's right.
he wasn't
Skylar
even in one.
Thompson was the quarterback in that game
Mm-hmm.
against Buffalo. All right, so
Facts.
Yeah,
he's been in one playoff game, and he didn't show up that game. You know, some. Yeah, I'm
Like
like, I'm
Tua's
I'm
soft.
frustrated
just
with
saying the
Tua.
situation around Tua has been better than so many other busts in the league. So many other busts that came around. Like
Mm.
so many people that you call bust had better situation, had a worse situation around them than Tua has. That's what
Hey,
I. That's what I. That's what I'm basically looking at it. Like
TD,
you,
TD, you remember the Bengals? They drafted Achilles Smith, and then they drafted another quarterback from someplace that had this high-powered offense in college, and neither one of them lasted more than 2 years in the league because of the situation. It's
yeah,
important. It's very important to your point, sir. It is very important how you set up these quarterbacks. And you're right. Tua was put in a pretty good situation. He didn't have to come off and start immediately. They rushed him. He was injured, and he still was rushed. They should have sat him another year behind Fitzpatrick, if it was my
Nah,
opinion.
nah.
mm, I, like I like
It,
sitting quarterbacks out. I like sitting quarterbacks out, but like I feel like after more than 2 years, if they're sitting out for that long, I feel like it's a wrap for them. I
bro, we
think.
got to
What about
evaluate
Jordan
that, man.
Love?
We
What
got to
about
But
Jordan
evaluate
like,
that.
Love?
yeah, but that's like with the package where you have have a Hall of Famer on your roster. You
And
have a
that's
Hall
the
of Famer.
and
Ryan
that's the
Fitzpatrick isn't a Hall of Famer. He isn't a Hall of Famer. He's a great bridge quarterback, but he ain't a Hall of Fame quarterback. Aaron
that's
So you're
also
Rodgers was
Green
a
you're
Hall
Bay's
of Fame
correcting
culture.
that,
quarterback.
but it's the
That's
culture.
that's the Green Bay
Yeah,
culture,
that's the Green Bay culture. Like you guys didn't have a Hall of Fame quarterback around you,
You know,
around Tua. You had Ryan Fitzpatrick, who
bro.
is okay in spats, okay in like spectrum, but he isn't like Hall of Famer like Aaron Rodgers. Like you know what I mean? You know what I
he
mean?
wasn't
Like
Brett Favre, he wasn't Aaron Rodgers, but Tua wasn't ready.
yeah, he wasn't.
He
He
Bro,
wasn't,
definitely.
and
it
he's
doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter if he was ready, bro. Look, the truth is, all that's a wash. When McDaniel came in, McDaniel created the offense for him. They put all the parts to the motor, to the car, all together for him.
I'll be back, y'all.
Bro, at the end of the day,
Uh,
it doesn't matter. He's just not the guy. It's we, dude.
you're
We just
right.
need a draft. Keep drafting a QB until we get on one, bro. And the truth is,
yeah.
one of the things I hate hearing is at what point does the Lamar project? When do we start looking at that as a failure? All right, because if this year the Ravens don't go to the Super Bowl, okay, when do we start saying the Lamar project is a failure, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because everybody's like, hey, we could have got Lamar, blah blah blah. We have no proof. You see, the Ravens head coach has proof that he could develop players and get the best out of his players. We have no proof that even if we got Lamar Jackson, which really hasn't shown himself in the playoffs, we have no proof that we could do something on Lamar here. We have no
He's
proof.
Wait, Lamar has won playoff games. He may not have won all the playoff games that he could have, but
I
he's won
never said
playoff
he never
games.
won. I'm saying
Okay.
he conks out in the playoffs, bro. Like if you look at the games that he loses,
So
Lamar has dud games, bro.
let me ask the question. Last year in the playoffs against Buffalo,
Okay.
did he conk out or did somebody fail to catch a ball in the end zone?
That is a fair point. A fair point.
Bro,
Like
but games aren't look, I hate the notion that games are summed up on one play. It's not summed up on one play. It's summed
the
up on a culmination of plays. And
Look up his
ultimately it
stats.
could lead to a single play, but a whole game is to be played, bro.
Yeah, and
So
he was balling. He was balling in that game. He was.
I
He
just
was
think
not. He
when
was not the reason they lost the game. He was not the
okay,
reason they lost the game.
it's like
And
okay,
this.
Tua
but
is the reason why we lose games.
but you're saying
Yeah.
Lamar couldn't have put him in a and you don't think he could have gone farther and putting him on their back, putting
He
them on
put
his
them
back?
on their back, and he carried them wherever that pass was thrown at the 4 yard line, 3 yard line, 8 yard line. He got them all the way there, passed the ball into the end zone, and the guy didn't
That's not
catch
what
the
I'm
ball.
talking about, though. I'm talking about the whole game. I'm not talking about one drive
He he
because
he he had a
games
fumble
are
in the game. He had a
okay.
fumble in the
All
game.
right, that's
Yes.
it right there,
Yeah.
bro.
Lamar
You
Yeah.
cannot
Lamar
be
Yeah.
doing
carried
that,
Lamar
dude.
carried the Ravens
You
in that
cannot do
game
that
though.
in the big
Yes.
games,
But he
bro.
Just
carried him in that game.
yeah,
He
But
carried
I
Lamar
him in that
carried.
understand.
game.
I will say I understand his point. He's saying that like, how do you know that Mike McDaniel could have brought like made
Bro,
him better?
You wouldn't have Mike
Like you
McDaniel
don't.
if
here.
No.
Harbaugh is getting this production out of Lamar, you think that Mike McDaniel can get this production out of Lamar?
He
You
would
you
get
probably won't.
No
more.
way,
He would get
dude. No
more.
way.
He
You
might
might
get
not even have
more.
Mike McDaniel here.
I'm
You,
just
you
saying the
do you
notion that we should have
understand
picked
what
up
would
Lamar,
happen to this
2 years
offense if
ago.
Tua could move like
There's no
Lamar?
proof that would have been any difference.
It would have been
First,
better. Do you know what this offense would have been if
No
Tua
proof.
was mobile like that?
and
But he
Lamar
had
has a
that with
better
Tyler.
arm than
But he
Tua.
had that with Tyler Hunter. You said the
Like,
same thing about
look at
Tyler
the
Hunter though.
Buffalo game where we
You
just
talking
threw
about
the
Huntley?
interception with
No,
a
no, no. Like
300
remember
pound
last
man in
year.
his face.
Remember last year. You
Lamar
got
would have
that
been
Snoop
going
Hundley.
on that play,
He got
What
that
about
man.
him?
Snoop Hundley, and he was a runner. He was a runner, right? He was a runner. And what happened those
Yeah,
games when
bro,
Hundley was
you
around?
can't look, dude, come on, bro. How you gonna put anything on Huntley, bro? The guy
No, no, I'm
came
not.
in,
I'm saying in the sense of backing up your argument, though. I'm
but
saying he's like TD saying that Lamar Jackson would be better in this system, but I'm saying you had Kyle Huntley who was a scrambling quarterback like Lamar, and he didn't turn out the
Because
same.
he
He
didn't even know
didn't
the
work
si-
out.
he didn't know
yeah,
this he
but
didn't know the system.
he didn't know the
And here's
system. He
another
came
thing.
in
Stop
mid-season.
talking.
He's got to
We
build
gotta
chemistry with the
hold on.
team.
We gotta
Like
stop talking
there's
about.
a few factors, and he's not as
Hold
good as a
on.
runner as Lamar. He's not
No,
as
no,
good as
no,
a
no, no,
passer as
no.
Lamar.
We
I
have
mean, the
to
guy's
stop
not even
talking
making
about
practice
this
squads
system,
really.
though.
I mean, he's not really that guy at all. The
We
truth
have
is
to
that
stop talking
this
about
notion
this
that
system.
we
305 podcast. We gotta stop talking about this system. Any other quarterback was in Miami, we wouldn't run this system. This is a watered down, elementary, quick anticipation system that other quarterbacks don't need to run because they got the arm strength and they can process the field and they could throw outside the numbers. So this notion that we keep on talking about, well, do you think somebody else would have been as good in this?
Yeah.
Man, nobody want to run this system. This system has been figured out.
You might not
Nobody
even
wants this system.
you might not even have this system. You might not even have this coach if Tua's
if
not
Lamar came,
here.
Yeah,
I agree
Or
with
if
you.
if
I'll agree with you there. Maybe
if
John would have came. Maybe John Harbaugh.
man,
Mm.
I
don't
did.
let's
I
not
will
go
say.
back to the let's
I
not
will.
go back to the coaches that could have should have would have been here.
It's Herbert.
Okay.
Yeah. It's it's a tough thing to look at, like with pass protective. But you look at the pass perspective. Here's the thing I know: if your offense doesn't change, if your everything doesn't change, Michael Jordan gonna get fired. Um, Tyreek Hill gonna have to have out of
Who cares, bro?
there.
Who cares?
I know. But I'm just saying, like. But the thing I'm gonna say is, how do you know that the people, the front office to find another good head
We
coach.
don't. But do you want to
That's
keep
why
suffering? We don't.
it's
But
a double-edged sword.
do you want to keep suffering in mediocrity, or do you want to take a chance on something that could be different? I'm like, yo, let's take the chance, bro. I'm done. I'm
No, I
done.
feel like you definitely should. I'm just asking but like a person outside of protective. Do you know if you have the people that will find the best coach? That's what
Bro,
I'm saying.
look,
Because you have Brian Flores who was the best coach, and you got rid of him for
I
a
can
guy who's a yes man, like a
I
yes
agree.
man
I
pretty much.
understand what you're saying, but at this point, Mike McDaniel is showing that he doesn't have a culture in the locker room. He's showing that he has an inability to coach up players. He's showing that he has no ability to change his game plans when the game isn't going. The game plan isn't going in the direction that it should be. So like
Uh,
right now, it's like
uh,
okay, look, we might just get a better quality coach. Maybe the outcomes aren't much different, but it's better than what we're looking at right now.
yeah,
I'm willing to
no,
take
that's a
that
fair point.
chance. I'm willing to
That's
take
a
that
fair
chance.
that yeah. I feel like you should go at that perspective. Like, hey, I don't know. But you know what? It's better than what I have. It's better than what I
Right.
have, pretty much.
It might be.
So,
It might be better. Who
but it
knows?
might be better.
I'd rather take
It's
that
like
chance.
it's like it's like I'm wondering, PD,
Yeah.
when Mike McDaniel does get fired, who are you definitely looking at as your head coaches, except for Brian Purple? I know you're probably gonna say him. I know you're gonna probably say him, but he's not
Who
coming
I'm
back.
looking? Wait, if
Yeah,
McDaniel get fired, who am I looking
if,
for?
yeah, in the offseason.
I really don't know, man. But I would love to go trade for Tomlin.
Trade for
Ooh,
Tom. Oh yeah, no, that's that. But then again, like Mike Tomlin, like he's a great coach. Like he never lost, never lost. But then when it comes to the playoffs, though, I'm starting to feel like is he that or is he all that in the playoffs? In my
I
perspective,
mean,
is he all
but
that?
he needs his quarterback though.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair
So
enough. But
if I got a
he's been
coach that's going to guarantee that I get to the playoffs at a minimum, his only problem since Ben Roethlisberger is getting his quarterback, consistent
yeah.
quarterback. And that
No,
happens. Teams go through lulls trying to find them. It happens. But he's been competitive regardless.
yeah, no, that's fair. That's a fair point. But the thing is that when Tomlin got in like as a head coach in I think it was 2007, like my head 2007 2008. He already had his head coach in hand, and then when Ben Roethlisberger did get retired, he hasn't been great for him finding another quarterback.
well,
Mhm.
that's the
And
GM. That's the GM as well. It goes part and
but
parcel.
isn't he? But wasn't he the GM for a lot of that time before they got
No, he's
before they
never.
got an actual
No,
GM?
he's never had those roles or that title of both coach and GM.
Yeah.
He's always had
I
a
thought he
the,
did. I
and
thought
the,
he did though.
no, and the Steelers don't operate like that. They always
Oh,
have a
okay, okay.
GM.
Right.
They've
I
always
don't
had
know
a
the Steelers,
GM,
so I don't know that well. I don't know.
and
I
they
don't know. I just thought he did. You know what I
and let
mean?
me tell
Because
you,
usually, yeah, because usually when a head coach is there for that long, it's that he is in charge of like everything. Like with
no,
like with Bill Belichick, he was in
The,
charge of everything. So
no.
like,
the,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
So when someone's
he has
around for that
input.
long, you're thinking,
He has input. I'm sure that
the,
yeah, exactly.
he has probably two or three in mind,
the,
but it's the
guys,
GM who's picking.
excuse me, guys. Look, the truth is, if we get off Mike McDaniel this season, we're not gonna, dude. I say we have a year like what the Raiders did with old boy, where we can allow that cap room to clear up. Because right now, this is an ugly, ugly head coach job. This
Mm.
room is in cap hell. Why
Mhm.
would any quality head coach want to take a chance to come in here? The
That's what
truth
we were
is,
saying. That's what TD and I were saying previously.
yeah, I agree with you guys. I didn't hear that part, but why would a good quality guy want to come here?
That is a fair point. That's a fair point.
So
You're in cap hell right now. So it's
right,
like you can't, you know, you
I
know.
would do what the Raiders did. Give it a year with an interim head coach. Let that cap catch up. Make it a little bit more sexy of a job. Get rid of Chris Greer because he's just ain't it. And then boom, let's go. Draft a QB every year until it's the guy. Let's go.
Wait. Did that mean then you would keep Chris Greer for another year? Because honestly,
Yeah,
I don't know if I would
yeah,
do that.
yeah. I would.
No, no, no.
I
He's
would.
got to
If he's
go.
gone, he's gone.
I
I
would.
feel.
He's
I
got
would
to
do it
go as
with very.
well.
I
I
would
would
do it
get, you
with.
know what I would get at a GM? That guy from Tampa Bay who dealt with like the finances of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. I forgot the guy's name, but he got, but the guy, but that guy who dealt with the finances, like, was able to get Baker Mayfield on a good contract, Mike Evans, like all these great players on really good contracts and be able to stay under the cap. That's who I would get as a GM
Hey,
for at least here because like he will deal with the finances. He'll figure out, okay, no, this is what we can do. We can do this. We can do that. Like I feel like that's what you need. You don't need, you know what I mean? And just put in a lot of good scout players, scout like team around him, a great scout team that knows what they're doing. That's what I think I would do.
but yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough, bro. I think ultimately
But
this
that's
comes down to
Yeah,
this
that's
is
what I
just
think you guys need right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need a financial wizard because with the cap hell you got to deal with, you need that guy that could like be able to deal with that.
nah, bro. Look, dude. At the end of the day, there's so many contracts on that are jacked up. You might as well just give it a year or two to cool off, and then you got a nice thing you could build off of, man.
But if you keep Chris Greer, how do you know that he's not going to do another big cap
Because
penalty? And
because
now
he
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 now you dumped in.
he showed it with this offseason. He showed it. Look at everybody right now. Everybody signed a 1 year deals. He did that all on purpose. He's doing it so that the cap can catch up, right? They're gonna roll off Tyreek. They're gonna roll off Phillips. They're gonna roll off Chubb. They're gonna roll off all these guys, bro.
But then in that sense, then when are you going to get rid of him? Then
Then
when are
what?
you? No, when are you going to get rid of him?
A Greer?
Because
The way I look at it, bro,
because then
is
he's gonna give him another year. They might as well get him
the
another year. Might as well get
the
him
way I
another. Like
look at it.
let him
I get
continue.
you. I get you. The way I look at it is Greer made the mess. He needs to see, just like he saw it all put together. He needs to see it all scrapped and trashed, and you need to see it through. He needs to see the success and the failure of it through, and then boom, release him, bro, or whatever you're gonna
No,
do. Stash him in the back office, whatever it is.
they can move him to another role, but he can't be the one making these deals as well because you got opportunities to trade players and get good value.
I
I
agree.
don't trust him anymore. I
But
don't
who
trust him
who do we
anymore.
have? Who do we have to trade?
You got Tyreek, you got Waddle, you got Phillips,
Bro,
you got Chubb.
Tyreek is coming with all the baggage, and it's known to tear apart locker rooms. He's gonna want a longer deal, so we're not gonna get rid of Tyreek. Who's next?
He's going. He's going. He's going to be
If
the
he
first
if
one to
he's
go.
gone, it's because we drop him. It's not because we trade him. So who's
No, they not.
next?
They trading him.
They're
They're
not
going to
trading
trade him.
Tyreek, bro. He's too much of a problem, bro.
Somebody for the
Kansas
playoff
City
run will
Chiefs.
want him.
Kansas City Chiefs
Bro,
would
Somebody
want him.
somebody will want him. Let the season play out a little bit, and you'll see.
maybe Kansas
You
City,
see.
but like, bro, I don't, dude.
I agree.
They're
We got like 4 weeks. Let it play out, and man, I hope
Injuries
somebody do
happen.
trade for him.
Look at this. You're thinking about it like this. CeeDee Lamb just got hurt. Mike Evans just got hurt. Who knows what their status is? You have to
It's
see
a
how
that's
things
a
play
big
out.
that's a big bill to pick up. I mean, they also these teams also have to look at themselves and be like, are we a wide receiver away? You know?
And some
And
some may be, but you have to see first. You got to wait. You got to let things play out.
I
Yep.
agree. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Lamar just scored another touchdown.
Yep.
I
Uh,
need Jameson Williams to go off.
Yeah, I got my fantasy
yeah.
going. We'll see how it go. But fellas, I was going till halftime, so I'm about to get ready to wrap.
Hey, all
Yeah.
right, TD.
Okay.
Hey,
We'll
don't
be
be a
Hey
stranger, man.
TD.
Let's do it again, man.
Hey,
Yes,
TD,
sir.
Yeah, D-Dub.
I will try and get back to you in the near future.
All right, man. Hey, man, you be safe out there and take care,
Yeah.
man. You already know you got my number.
Y'all
All
stay
right,
safe.
man.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
TD?
Everybody, thanks for talking with me.
Yeah.
All right, Lisselle,
TD,
thanks so much, bro. Yeah.
can't wait to beat you on Sunday. I mean, on Monday.
Man, get out
Can't
of here,
wait.
man. Y'all getting smoked. Bye.
GG, though.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm finna get up out of here, go hang out with the kids and the fam. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fans up no matter what. TD, it's a good tie game. Why leaving so soon? I was only gonna stay to halftime. Me and my wife have to take care of some stuff. So I gotta get up out of here. But I'll see y'all later, man. Peace.